that's something you feel from the day you find out you're Maori.
Like, I believe you're the pinnacle of a violent person that has great understanding of when and where to use it.
I didn't have any depression, or I guess I didn't know that I did then.
Is bare knuckle coming back to Australia?
Yeah, that opens up a can of worms, eh?
You're tuned into the Better Bloke podcast. I'm Matty.
And I'm Rob.
We're just a couple of average blokes who started a charity with one simple mission: to fuck off suicide as the leading cause of death for Aussie men our own age.
We talk shit, ask the big questions, and chat with guests that have been through the ringer and have come out the other side with a story that's worth hearing.
Some episodes will hit you in the feels, some will fire you up, and others will just give you a laugh and remind you you're not the only one out there winging it.
We also run events, connect with the pros, and build communities, all with one goal: build better blokes without all that fluff.
All right, let's get stuck in.
A bare knuckle boxer, a proud Maori man who's living the lifestyle way, but he's been through some dark times, but he didn't stay there. We are here with Haze, the Huntsman, Hepi.
Pleasure to be here, boys. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on, brother. This has been a little while in the making. You've been a very busy man.
Yes. Yeah, very busy, man. Flying around, jet setting, doing all this and that. And to be honest, I'm probably only here for another 2 weeks before I'm off again. Yeah, back off. We're over to Spain, going into Marbella, over to Ibiza, and then over to Rome again in Italy, just to do a little bit of sort of prep for my next potential fight on the BKFC, and a few other little business ventures that I have lined up in the works. Yeah.
Do you just travel now for when you're going out for your fights, or do you make these holidays as well when you go out?
No, not really, man. Most of them are business. Man, pretty much all the travel's been business. If I get a couple of days here and there with the family while we're overseas, that's cool. But most of it's just business for now, man. I've only got probably a few more years where the sun's really shining on me, so I've got to make the most of it now. Just to set the family up for the future. So yeah, we don't really do too much play. It's mostly business.
That's something you've spoken quite a bit about, is like a lot of the reason behind what you're doing, all the business, all the fighting is really not so much for you. It's that provider.
100%, man. 100%. I fight because I love it. Like, I do love fighting. It's something that I love. But, if there was an easier way for me to gain as much traction as I am now, I'd probably do that, instead of breaking my hands and messing up my model face.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, thanks, bro. But yeah, man. Yeah, look. Everything I do is for my family. One of my biggest goals for this year is to retire my mum. I don't want my mum to have to work anymore. And we're getting pretty close. Whether or not she wants to retire or not is a different thing, but I think she'll get crazy if she just stays at home. But yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of what I do is for the betterment of my family, first and foremost. Yeah,
that's like such a everything that we've seen on you, and obviously you promote, is that, I guess, that old school warrior mentality. That's such a provider and protector thing that you
yeah, man, yeah, 100%. It's they are masculine virtues that I hold very dear. Sort of being that provider, being the protector. Yeah, man. It's how I think we should be. I think it's, when we look at men's mental health, we see, what I see personally is a lack in purpose, so to speak. Find your purpose. For me, my purpose has always been to protect and provide for my family. So I'm in a good space now. Yeah, that's why I do what I do, man. Yeah.
Has there been any times when because I know we mentioned at the beginning that you've gone through dark places and whatnot. Do you reckon that was because you didn't have that purpose of protecting and providing?
100%. At the time, I needed surgery on my shoulder, and I finally got it done. But in that whole lead up to getting that done, I couldn't train, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't fight, I couldn't nothing. So I was just trying to work as best I could with one shoulder. Obviously, working in a physical or manual labor sort of job wasn't the easiest to do. So that was a big strain on my mental health. Then I finally got the surgery. Needed to have 6 weeks off work, which was tough again. And then straight after that was COVID. so then it was like more time off work. So that was when I was at my darkest. I was like, man, I'm just sitting here. I can't train. I can't provide. And I just started self-destructing. Yeah.
So this was sort of pre-bare knuckle, wasn't it? This was back when you were boxing.
Yep. Yeah. I had actually had a 6-year layoff from boxing due to the shoulder. The shoulder injury, I dislocated it twice in one of the fights that I'd had years ago. And yeah, I'd been waiting on a wait list for my surgery. And then the manager that I had at the time said, no, get off that. I'll get sponsors to get it done privately, blah, blah. I'm like, are you sure? Because like, it's a 3-year wait list. And I was close to the 3 years. I was close to getting it done. And he's like, yeah, no, I'll get it done. So he's like, jump off it. I was like, all right, sweet. Went over to get it done. And then he dipped. Never got it done. So I had to jump back on that 3-year wait list.
Fuck, what a dog.
Yeah. So it took me.
Sucks.
Oh, yeah. So it took me 6 years to get it done. But man, everything that has happened in my life has led me to here, and I'm pretty proud to be here, man. So wouldn't change it, is what it is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but so your sort of views on the men's mental health and how guys kind of work through that is kind of based in stoicism and a lot of taking individual accountability?
Yeah, look, when I first got my idea on what men's mental health or how men's mental health should be treated, I didn't really know what stoicism was. These were just things that I had experienced myself. So I can only speak for myself. That I found worked for me, and what worked for me was, just having those base sort of virtues of providing and protecting. Those two things. As soon as I cleared off those two things, and I felt like I was of use to my family, and they respected the effort that I had put out to be of use to my family and household, that's when my mental health started getting a lot better. For sure, yeah. So
I think that's all tied into sort of identity. Like as we grow up, we kind of get to understand more and more.
Yes.
If you take it back to when you were younger, like you didn't have this, I guess, self-knowing. So how were you dealing with things back then? Was it very just fly by the seat of your pants, just winging it through life?
What age are we talking? Because I mean, like I didn't really have any problems.
So if we say throw it back to sort of when you were a teen, right? Because I've watched some stuff. You had a bit of a turbulent upbringing and whatnot in terms of a bit of mischief.
I wouldn't really say mischief. Dad had a heavy hand at times, but he was just a product of the environment he grew up in. But yeah, I couldn't say that I had a bad or troubled upbringing. It was all I knew. And I didn't really know much else. So, I couldn't say for certain that I had a troubled or turbulent upbringing. It just was what it was. I didn't have any depression or I guess I didn't know that I did then. You know what I mean? If I think about it now, I guess a lot of the things that I went through in my childhood, the way I process things coming into that self-finding that you're talking about was probably a result of trauma from a childhood. Yeah, that opens up a can of worms, eh?
Well, that's kind of the thing we're talking about is you can look at it now with all this knowledge that you've been able to amass. There's people watching, listening that are earlier on in that journey, and it's essentially tools that they don't have yet.
Correct.
To deal with whatever they're facing. So that's what we try and dig into.
Even that is sort of one of those things that until you really have to sit back and think about, like, oh, is this the reason? Is this the reason? Like, you may have been asked that question a ton of times, but then to then put it together with, obviously, like, your reasoning behind why you found stoicism, or if there was any journeys that you went through behind this reason, it's making you now go, oh, shit, wait a minute, maybe there's something more to this.
Yeah, there's like, because like, as I sit and I think back on my childhood, I don't think there was any really turbulent points in my life, but thinking back on how I handled some things as a father, as a partner, as a young man, probably was a result of turbulent childhood. But yeah, and unless you really sit down and have a think about it.
Is that you handling things, you reckon, in a more positive light because of how you experience things when you were a child, maybe? So, like, I know that, just say, for example, with how I parent my son, I try and do everything that I never had when I was a son. Course. So I'm trying to make sort of like a more positive light out of my negative situation.
Yes. Now that I'm a father, I've got 3 daughters now. I had my first at 17, and I didn't have, I guess, this level of maturity then. So the way that I parented each child was different. And the oldest now sort of see how I parent the youngest, and they're just like, what the hell, Dad? You know? But yeah, that's how I think. I'm the eldest son in my family. I've got an older sister, but she's the only daughter. Then I've got 2 younger brothers, and they were parented very different to how I was. And and that used to shit me off a bit. So just the parenting has definitely evolved, I guess, over the years. And I guess, it all comes down to that taking little keys from my childhood and how I was parented, and how I didn't want to parent my children. Just taking those little keys to unlock doors later on in life, you know, for my youngest now, and hopefully still do the same for the older 2 daughters, you know, as well.
That's generational change.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Me and Rob often have discussions on violence as a topic. We have different levels of, I guess you could say, comfort with it, and how it plays out in society, the pros, the cons, and in an increasingly progressive society, it seems to be becoming more and more demonized. What's your view on violence and how it's perceived?
It's a tool. Violence is a hammer. You can either build a house with it or you can bring one down. That is what it is. It all depends on the virtue of the man that is swinging that hammer. Okay, if you've got a man that is self-aware, that is stoic, that is explored himself first, then violence is a great thing. I'm a very violent person by nature. But I also believe that I'm a very, very good man, and I believe that I'm a needed person in society. People like myself, because I'm the type of person that couldn't stand there and record 6 kids jumping an old man or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I'd get in and smack them around the ears, you know, or things like that. You know, witnessing domestic violence, I couldn't just sit there and watch it. It's just, that's not my nature. And it is violence that would deter those things. So how is it good for one but not for the other? And or why are we throwing it under one blanket of being evil or demonizing it as a whole. Most people will believe that violence is evil, and then they'll call the police. Be like, this person is being violent, I'm going to call the police. What do you think the police do when they get there? They use the threat of violence or violence to stop that violence. So it's not violence at fault. It is the people using it. Now, I believe the demonization of violence has or is one of the biggest catalysts to why men's mental health is receding. Because purely we're being demonized for what we are. This is my belief. This is something I've just sort of come up with myself. And we have testosterone for a reason. And I believe that was to provide and protect. That was our purpose. We have testosterone to provide and protect our seed, our children, and the mother of those children, our family. The mothers have more estrogen so that they then protect and nurture that seed so that it makes it to adulthood to do the same. At our sort of core, most primal nature. That's what I believe we have higher testosterone for. And then now today we're being demonized for that. Like even just saying little things like be the bigger man and walk away, I think is worded so wrong. Because how are you bigger for suppressing the hormones that make us men? How are you bigger or greater in any way? You can say like, hey, don't be stupid and just like, let's go. Or there's 7 of them, you're going to lose, let's go. But I feel like just that language of telling people that they are, if they suppress the very hormones that make them what they are, that they are bigger. To me, I feel like it's saying to women, be a bigger woman and stop crying. Like you'd be thrown under the bus if you did say that. So yeah, I don't like the demonization of violence. And I do believe it's causing people to lash out, men to lash out. I know that if I'm not, there's a Nietzsche saying that actually I posted in my social media just recently, and it goes along the lines of the warlike man will cast war upon himself in times of peace. If there's nothing else that we can do, we look for war in most things. I am the same. If I'm not breaking myself in some way every day, then I do look for other unhealthier things to do so, or I'll become snappier, or I'll have a shorter fuse. So I need things like I need to go to the gym. I need to be training for boxing. I need to be doing something that exhausts me to a point where I feel satisfied in the effort and stuff that I've put out, or I'll look for it elsewhere.
Do you think that there's any repercussions on the fact that sort of young men and boys aren't being told to, I guess, embrace that side of it now?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like, I feel like if a lot more boys just went to a boxing gym and let out a lot of those big testosterone spikes that you have through your teens, your adolescence, then there wouldn't be as much street violence. Young kids carrying knives and shit now and stabbing each other and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, that leads into the control aspect, because I believe you're the pinnacle of a violent person that has great understanding of when and where to use it. And that's where the bad name of violence often comes from. It's the DV, it's the street
Correct.
violence, all that stuff.
Correct.
So there's almost a lack of role models, places like gyms to teach people the necessary skills to harness it. And without that, it is kind of a problem if it goes unchecked. So
I don't think there's a lack of places for people to do it. I think it's just the preconceived idea that, oh, if I take my kid here, it's going to be a bully. He's going to do this. Which
Yes.
is completely
That's true.
wrong because
That's true.
like there is so many good gyms around, but
There's one just across the road.
yeah, like
Yeah.
literally just across the road. Like
Yeah.
you've been to All Star,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
and you've seen the kids and what the kids are doing. They're like these kids are killers,
Mm.
but they are the most well mannered, best behaved kids. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
because they've got that outlet. But there's this stigma around, oh, if I take my kid there, he's going to turn into a menace or a thug. Where it's the complete opposite.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. No, not only that, man. Like I've found, like when I did own a gym, when we had structure and routine, and the boys just knew their job as soon as they came in, they knew exactly what they do. You know, put your clothes on, put your bags away, clean up, sweep up, go for your run, get back, do your stretching, do your activation, stuff like that. A lot of their parents came in and said, like, they just function so much better at home. Their behaviorisms are so much better at home. Their mannerisms are so much better at home. And they've started, we used to tell the boys, I was like, your morning routine is so important. Make sure that you start the day right, win that battle of the morning, and it'll carry on. And a lot of the parents came back and said, like, my child is so different now. Yeah, like man, it's almost like that military style routine. Young men need that, man. Like they really do. It sort of helps with discipline, with control. Yeah, man. Even just, you know, that I feel like even that mentality allows for more emotional growth. You know what I mean? Like the capability to sit back and just look at something a bit more than just reacting.
That's Stoicism 101. It's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
The definition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the line between, I guess, being a warrior and just being angry can get murky. How old were you when you found, I guess, a disciplined version of gym?
Man, probably like. So this is going to be a funny story, but to be honest, man, like I went through this, especially growing up on the Gold Coast, I went through these stages of, you know, like trying to be good looking, clean cut, like and doing a lot of things that impressed women. And I just got, I think I was around like 25 when I got to the stage, and I was like, man, I'm just so sick of, you know, trying to do my hair before I have to go to work or something
Had
like
a
that.
scuffed cut, didn't you?
Yeah, oh, bro.
Yeah.
I did. I had like the part that came over, and it was-
Kept it a little bit long at the back though.
and and I just got to this point. I'm just like, I'm so over this. Like this just isn't me at all. And I just started going, nah, fuck this, man. I'm just going to do it. And I just came up with the rudest haircut I could. Started getting tattoos everywhere, and I'm just like, man, I'm just so much happier now. And I feel like it all started falling into place then when I stopped caring what society thought and just started focusing more on just making myself happy and doing stuff that I thought was good for me, or things that, you know, like just things that made me happy, bro. Like that's when everything changed for me, man.
There's a lot to be said about that, because once you're not trying to be someone else, and you actually put out yourself, you know the people around you that like you actually like you.
Yeah.
And then you start feeling content. You can actually trust people because you don't have a facade.
Yes, 100%, bro. No masks. I'm big on not wearing a mask unless I need to. You know what I mean? Like I'm big on my inner circle. There is no mask unless it's needed. You know, with and that's with things like, okay, if I need to be the protector and the provider, and there's a hostile situation, then I'll put a mask on. You know, just so that everyone else around me still feels safe and calm. But outside of that, bro, when we're in peace times, bro, there's no mask. Just be you.
So you were training before 25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been, I was playing rugby league from the age of like 5, and then I started training in boxing at 11.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, it did keep me out of a lot of trouble, and it kept me off the streets for sure. Like a lot of my mates were going out and doing things, and I wasn't. I don't think I even got drunk for the first time until I was 18, and I could probably count on both my hands how many times I've actually been drunk in my life. And I guess that is from constantly training and competing, and you know, doing all of that stuff and just having that good routine and a bit of extra discipline and stuff like that. And yeah, and that just carried over, bro. So like even now, I'm not a big drinker. To be honest, I'm not even a drinker. Like I can't remember the last time I had a drink. Just yeah, it's not a thing for me. Really.
So,
oh, sorry,
is it the missus?
Nope, that's Connor. Yeah.
It's Connor. He can take it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. He's having dinner, so he'll be a couple of drinks.
He's had a few whiskeys.
We've done a couple of episodes. We haven't had anyone go, oh shit, yeah, it's just Conor McGregor calling. All right,
and hung up.
That's all right. He's been on the podcast now.
Yeah, that's cool. He gets.
Fuck, where are we? Yeah.
So something you mentioned before, like with the masks, and this is something that I don't know if I've ever heard you speak about it or not, but I know that like you and your missus have a very good relationship with like yous are constantly posting just the funniest shit.
Yeah.
But is there like it seems that when you watch it, you can just tell that you two are so content with each other and like so comfortable.
Yeah.
With you being that protector provider, how often do you lean on her in times where like you need vulnerability? Because obviously if every bloke has vulnerability.
Yes. Yeah, of course. It's, I need self when I'm vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I need self. So, but it's really good having a partner that understands that and doesn't try and keep digging and telling me, look, it's okay if you like, yeah, I know it's okay, but just leave me alone. Like, let me, I'm very big on, and this is what makes it tough, man. And it does make it so tough because everyone's like, man, you know, it's not weak to speak. And that's true if that's what you need to do, but I don't. I just want to be alone. Like I have a battle to face. I don't ask my family to fight any of my other battles for me. This isn't any different. I will just give me some space. Just understand me, love me, give me that space, and I'll come back and I'll be sweet. That's and it's good finally having a partner that will do that. And she doesn't demonize my anger. It's another good thing. And you know, so and it works both ways. Then I won't demonize when, you know, she gets hormonal or emotional. You know, like we sort of just take, okay, right, it's that, okay, we're here, or this time of month, or whatever it is. I know some people don't like that phraseology, but that's what we use. And, yeah, okay, right. So then I've just got to be a bit more lenient. And it's the same, like with her, when I'm in fight camp, those last sort of 4 weeks, man, I'm a demon. I'm preparing myself to go to war, and I do look for hostility in most things. And she just sits there and she's, oh, okay, yeah, sorry, Haze, all right, yeah. And when she leaves me alone and lets me do that, I'll come back and I'll just be like, sorry, babe, you know, it was just, you know, I had a little burst or an outburst or something like that, and
so you do have that communication after.
Absolutely.
After you do. Communication
is key. Yeah. Yes. No, 100%. 100%. No, 100%. Very big on it. Very, very, very big on it. And we're very big on thanking each other for that communication. So, you know, like even if she's like, she gets angry and snaps, I go, thank you for telling me that upset you, but, you know, let's do this or let's not, you know, it isn't something that I've done. So let's not try and direct that on myself or direct that on the family. And she does vice versa with me. So yeah, thanks for letting us know that you're angry, Haze. But, you know, it's not Phoenix's fault, or it's not my fault, or, you know, and yeah, just, yeah, I'll go for a walk, or she'll just leave me in the room or something for a bit. And yeah, once I'm good, I calm down, I overthink. I think everything over, should I say, and then yeah, come back and I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry, baby, you're right. And we just crack on with it. But yeah, communication's key. Communication is key. But when I'm in those, when the demons come, man, I need to fight them myself. Yeah, I'm big on that. But yeah, look, if talking about it works for you, do it. You got to do what works for you. It doesn't work for me.
Horses for courses.
Yeah.
And I think that's everything that we're like totally about, is where some blokes will be like, yep, sweet, I need to go speak to someone. Some guys will go, oh, I need to do this. Someone will go, no, I need to be on my own.
Yeah.
we don't give a fuck what it is as long as you're
Just do
sorting
it.
out.
Just be healthy. Yeah, sweet shit. Yeah, 100%. A lot of people don't like the phrase "man up." I love it. I think it's great. Yeah, if manning up is talking about your feelings, fucking man up, talk about your fucking feelings, man. If it's a bit of solitude, going for a hike by yourself, yeah, man up, do that shit. That's what being a man. A man is taking care of the shit you need to take care of.
I think we had that exact chat in probably like one of our very first episodes of this. Like you and I had an argument about that where you're like, I don't like it. And I was like, nah. And I think I used that exact explanation. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you need to do, just man up and do it.
I think it comes down to knowing yourself.
100%.
Like you said, you can face your own battles, but there is a lot of guys out there that probably, thought the same thing and they carried the burdens because they didn't want to do it.
Oh man, like don't get me wrong. Like I'm the first to, ask any one of my mates, bro. If I haven't heard from them in a couple of weeks, I go, "Hey, you all good?" And they'll be, yeah, and I was like, "Don't fucking lie to me, cunt. Like if you're not all good, tell me right now. I'll come out to you wherever you are." Like I just this is what works for me.
Yeah, and I'm all good with that. If that works for you, that works for you. But just don't get to that point. And speaking to everyone out there, yeah, there's a strength in dealing with yourself, and for some people that will work. But for some people, they'll think it works until it doesn't, and that can be a problem. So just
100%.
It's finding that balance of when it's not working, going, no, I'll just man up and work through it. It's like,
no, let's try something else. If you're trying to fix something and whatever you're doing is not working, it could be anything. At some point, you got to call the mechanic and get a hand.
Yeah, 100%.
YouTube. Just watch YouTube.
ChatGTP, easy work.
Fix the car yourself.
Yeah,
Solves everything.
start running. Yeah, no, 100%.
running.
100%. There's big dopamine dump, bro. It's good, clear your head. Running, walking.
I can't stand it. Like I love getting in and having a spar, even if I get bashed.
Yeah.
That dopamine I get afterwards, like
Oh yeah.
that initial feeling of
That's
like,
how I like starting my weekend.
yeah, Saturday.
Yeah.
We do Saturday morning sparring.
Me, my little 100%.
Yeah.
How good is it? And you feel great for the weekend.
Like
yeah.
your day's just like, even if you get wolves,
Oh yeah.
like you'll just get this shit kicked out of you, and you're like,
Even with like one of my best mates, he's not a fighter, not a professional fighter. He's just this big meathead. He plays ice hockey. Big dude. We had the same haircut. He's got a big beard, but he's like a ranger. He's got tattoos all over his head as well. And yeah, man, it's just like, and this was when I couldn't fight or anything like that. And we both just go through the same shit because, just dealing with mental health. I wasn't fighting. He couldn't do what he was wanting to do. And we just get shitty. So he'd just come over to my house and we'd just punch on. That's all we'd do. We'd just go out the back. Didn't have mouth guards. We had gloves, didn't have mouth guards. So we'd roll up cardboard and would bite on cardboard.
it doesn't stop your teeth going through your lips and shit. It stops them smashing
Yeah,
together.
that's
I guess.
it. That's exactly right. That's what we thought. So yeah, we just rolled up cardboard, put them between it, and we just punch on. And we were happy as, man. And that, like, honestly, just doing that like once a month for us worked.
That was that outlet.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And we'll just laugh and honestly, man, you could feel the tension build up before it. I would get like shitty at each other about little things, and I was like, bro, you're being a fucking dickhead. And he's like, you're being a fucking dickhead. I was like, all right, let's put the gloves on. We just go outside, punch each other for a bit. Like, it doesn't sound healthy to the average person, but it fucking worked for us.
That is, I think when I was like 16 to 18, there was like a group of us mates whenever we'd get pissed at each other, or even like we'd have a couple of beers and there'd be an argument, fuck it, get the gloves. And at everyone's house, we just had like pairs of gloves.
Yeah.
And that's how we sorted out our shit.
We did this similar too. And obviously it wasn't fair because like most of my mates were footy boys at the time, and I was boxing and playing footy at the same time. But we'd still all just get in there and punch on, but like the ones that were better at fighting wouldn't get out of hand and completely fucking towel up the boys. That it was more just a little exchange, testosterone, just beat each other up a little bit, and then we were good. Yeah.
That leads me into one of the, I guess, latest trends of what everyone's doing now is obviously Hangman's been doing his 1 minute scraps and that, but then recently I was watching, I'm like, oh shit, that was awesome. Yeah. But then we've now got a local one that Hoodrich has done.
Yep, I was there.
And so it's that one. But he's doing it, and the way that he's worded it is that it is an outlet. and we had a discussion about this because you don't agree with it.
I don't agree.
I completely agree that like an outlet in that
Yeah.
avenue is
100%.
it's not for everyone.
What is your outlet? What is your thing?
I understand it's an outlet. I would say it could be seen as like a coping mechanism.
But what's your outlet?
My outlet,
Yeah.
I ride bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What sort of bikes?
Motos and mountain bikes.
Yeah. Okay.
But what's
That
that
is-
doing to the environment?
Cut it.
Wrong podcast, mate.
But man, like that's like obviously you put yourself in danger in some of those things, yeah. And there's something, or is there a time where you're at a point when you're just like, fuck it, let's just go, and you're just fucking going for it, and if you came off, you're dead.
Yeah. So I kind of disagreed saying it was for mental health.
Yeah.
I would say yes, it would have health benefits for some
Yes.
people.
Okay, I get you.
But I think
I get you.
it was very much worded as we're doing this for men's health.
Yes,
And I'm
yes, I
like,
get you.
Okay, for some people,
Yes.
I understand.
I get you. It's an outlet,
Like
but
what
it's
you were
sweeping
saying.
it under the rug, sort of thing.
But I'm like, I don't agree with leading as it's saying this is an outlet that's something that should be super promoted.
Yeah, I get it. If that's what these boys are into, by all means, start with that. But then, if you are going to say that this is for men's mental health, then let's have a discussion afterwards.
Yeah, like if they can articulate it in the way you've been talking and why, sure.
Maybe do it before going and punching on. It's a lot easier to string your words together when you haven't just.
But yeah,
that gets you to that. Boom! There's that dopamine dump. I feel like I got everything off my chest,
and you're ready to speak.
and then 100%.
and we're from incredibly different backgrounds.
Yeah,
Like I didn't grow up with like any of that, so I'm just not as used to all that stuff.
No,
hard to
I get
too.
it. I get it.
Bray Park things.
Bray Park things.
That's how we grew up.
Yeah, just man, like, so I used to do men's mental health days at my gym, and so what I would do is like, all right, some boys weren't good at talking because I don't want to sit and talk about my feelings per se. So each boxing bag had a different label, and the different label meant a different thing. So, is it family? Is it finances? Is it this? Is it that? And then the boys could just do a little boxing session, and they'd go and punch whatever bag was sort of steering them in that bad mental health direction. And then I'd go have a chat with them afterwards. Okay, so I saw you punching the family bag, bro. What's going on? And then just having a chat about things like that. Now, I'm not a psychologist. And I can only offer advice from where I've come from, and I just do my best to try and give my advice on some of the things that they did talk to me about after that. Some of the boys were open to talking about it, 'cause we'd get into a circle afterwards, and everyone would talk about their things, and we'd sort of try and share stories and this and that. And then some of the boys would come to me in private and talk to me about a couple of things.
Even then, though, you don't need to be a psychologist to have conversations with mates. Like a lot of the time, all you need to do is just be an ear.
Well, yeah, a problem told is a problem half solved.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So even just sometimes just the act of just speaking it and getting it off their chest was enough for them to, was enough for them anyway.
Yeah. Literally being around other people that are voicing similar things is a huge step because you feel not isolated.
Yes.
So that side of things, I feel like people outside of, say, the gym scene wouldn't ever expect something like that to happen inside a boxing gym. And that's the messaging. Like, I'd love to get out there more. So, a standard suburban mum could be like, you know what? I would love to get my 10-year-old into the gym.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Man, yeah. A lot of gym communities are like this, man. A lot of, especially
Even
a lot of boxing,
just
MMA.
like sports communities, like everyone has this, they paint the same picture as like the footy clubs and the boxing. And obviously that's sort of like the two that I'd lean towards, but there is a lot of stigmas around. It's like, footy is just rough guys and that.
Meatheads.
Yeah, 100%. But like some of the conversations I've had with my mates playing footy and that, they're like you've just got this team bond around you where you do anything for your brothers out on the field.
Yep.
You do the same off the field too.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And provided it's all guided and pushed in a right direction, yeah, man, it's healthy as. But yeah, that's what we used to do for our mental health days. We'd do them once a fortnight, and we'd do one at the gym, and then one would just go out somewhere and we'd go top golf or like go to lumber punks or something like that. You know, we'd just go and do something just all together. But yeah, no, I do miss those days because I've closed my gym. I closed my gym to now focus on the fighting.
I was just about to ask that. Like, it sounds like you miss it.
Yeah, I do. And man, when I stop fighting, I'll do it again. So I feel like myself as a man, my passion is fighting and providing for my family and stuff like that. But my purpose, I feel like, is helping others do the same. You know, sort of, just helping other young men around me find the same thing that I found. You know,
just being a strong male role model.
I never wanted to be a role model.
Usually the ones that are role models are the ones that don't want to be role models.
Never thought about it. I just want to see people I care about doing well, you know. And man, I cared about every single boy that I had at my gym. Every one of them. They became like sons to me, man. Eh? Fuck.
Do you keep in contact with
kids? We do, yeah, we do. We do, yeah. We still have a group chat. We still have bro, I haven't had the gym for close to a year now. Still have a group chat. I message the boys every now and then, and got a message the other day from one of my boys. He's going, man, you're such a good coach. I miss having you, because he's at another gym now. He's like, man, he goes, I just wish you could still coach me. I was like, sorry, bro. I've got this thing I've got to do. But yeah, I'll get back to it, man.
Yeah, they'd be so proud of the journey you've gone on now.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I started fighting in for them. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, man, these kids are probably just looking at me going, who the fuck is this fat prick, you know, telling us to get fit? And so I was like, fuck, I just got to have a fight just so I can show them. Just so I can show them that I sort of know what I'm talking about. You
said you were dealing with that feeling of being a hypocrite?
Imposter syndrome. Like I was like, you know, boys, you got to get fit. You got to do this. You can be anything you want to be. Why aren't you, coach? You know, that's what I felt like.
It's a fair question.
Yeah. Why did you never do that, coach? And then I was like, fuck. So I was like, all right, I have one crack. And it was only meant to be one fight. I came back for one fight, and then it just went viral. And I just kept going, and they just got more excited about it. And they're like, yeah, coach, blah. And then now and then now I'm here.
So the very reason of you wanting to do it for them, it's like, oh shit, sorry guys, now I can't do it for you.
But no, they are.
Said it, and like you've set it up for them to see, like, okay, shit.
Yeah,
if I want to do it, like, this is what's possible.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah,
it was a shit way to get there, but I got there.
Yeah, but no, they're good boys, man. They're very dear to me. Yeah, man, I have very fond memories of the gym.
Yeah, and no doubt in time to come you'll be able to loop back if that's something
100%.
you want to do.
Yes, it is.
But you'll also be coming back with this whole other period of learning.
Not only that, like, I've just got keys to so many more doors now for them, you know what I mean? Like, and as the career progressed, my understanding of social media and how to utilize that as a tool, my understanding of business and how to utilize that as a tool, and sponsorship, how to utilize that as a tool. They're all things now that I can teach my fighters, you know. Obviously, if you want to fight, because I do believe every person, every man should learn how to fight, because unfortunately we live in a world where hostility is always an option. You know, someone can turn hostile in any area of life that you're in. You go to a restaurant, you go to the gas station, you go to the supermarket, you know, there could be trouble. And it's good to just be able to go, if this happens, I have a far higher percentage of walking out of here than the people around me, because I've taught myself how to do this, and I've been disciplined in this and that. And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling, and it helps your confidence in all aspects of life. I feel like I wouldn't say I'm doing well, but I feel like I'm doing better than I would have without it in business, because I know how to fight for things, and fighting taught me not to fear the fear. Now, a lot of people stop when they feel fear, and I've feared every man I've ever fought. So, so it's not a new feeling for me. I still got a job to do, so I'll just do my job, and that's how I approach everything in life now, because of what I learned through boxing and whatnot. So I've got a lot of things that I can offer to these kids now too, which is really cool. Due to this little journey I'm on. Yeah.
While we're on the boxing front, this is going to be a very selfish question for me, because I want to hear sort of how you got through this.
Yep.
So your most recent boxing match?
Yes.
With Troy?
Okay. So the second fight with Troy?
Yep.
Yep.
So actually no, what was your first loss?
My first loss was when I dislocated my shoulder twice, and that was years ago.
Yeah, okay. So but on the big stage, it would have been
Troy.
With Troy?
Yeah.
How did you handle that? Did that hit you like a ton of bricks?
No.
No, it didn't?
No. It hit everyone else like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with loss, man. That's life. You show me one multi-millionaire, self-made millionaire who hasn't fucking gone bankrupt at least once, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Life is loss. Life is loss. The sooner you understand that, the sooner it doesn't have power over you. One day you're going to die. Your parents are going to die. Your family's going to die. If you're a man, you're probably going to lose your hair, or you're going to lose loved ones. You're going to lose girlfriends, this and that. Life is loss. Learning how to deal with that and not letting it break you is a big thing. And I learned that early. That was probably the first big loss I've ever had. And it was good to be able to, again, show my boys how to bounce back from loss. Straight after that fight, I lost like 15 kilos, I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm not letting that happen again. So, lost 15 kilos, so I training hard. And then after that, I think it was like maybe one fight after that. And then I got flown over to England for my first bare knuckle fight after that, and then,
here we are.
Yeah, a year ago, sitting next to Conor McGregor, having him announce me and stuff like that, and having chats with him this morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've gone. It was a privilege to show the boys how to bounce back from loss. Yeah.
So the whole fame thing is pretty new for you, right? So what that has kind of done is open up this whole audience. You talk so proudly of these boys you have, but now there's probably hundreds of thousands of them all around the world looking at you. How does that feel, being the role model you didn't want to be on such a large scale?
It's look, it's good. It's brought me in check on a few things, because though it's something I never like. Fame is something I never thought about. Like, I didn't even, being a young fighter, I always thought, I'm going to be the champion of the world one day. But I didn't think I wouldn't be able to leave my house without being recognized. You just don't think that. And I still remember the first time someone asked me for an autograph. I was like, fucking what? An autograph? I was like, I don't have a fucking autograph. I was like, what do I do? Can't give you my signature, autograph. So I made one up. So that person's probably got the first, and that's now not my autograph. So they've got like the OG one. So if that comes out, it's going to be millions.
Or everyone's going to think it's fake. That's not his autograph. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's something you never planned for, prepared for. Well, I certainly didn't. And yeah. Now that there are a lot more, does sort of make me think about the things that my actions endorse, or I just try to be a good man, do good by my family, and I hope that they see that, and that anyone can do it. Because I did it when I was like 30 years old, you know. Oh shit, I was older than 30 actually. I think I was like 31, 32 when I had my first return fight for the boys, and then now 34. You know, traveling the world, you know, anyone can do it. Yeah, you just gotta have a go, believe in yourself, stick to something, see it through. You know, give yourself a goal, see it through till it's done.
I wanted to talk about your relationship with the culture too.
Yes.
It's like when McGregor introduced you, he put all this emphasis on you being a warrior. I know the Huntsman thing obviously has roots in that. You're wearing the skins. How do you think that's affected your, I guess, entire mentality as becoming a fighter?
How was my culture affected the mentality of myself as a fighter?
It's for like the Maori warrior, because you speak on being it's sort of in your blood.
Yes. Yep.
Is that something that you felt early on, or is that something you had to grow into and earn?
No. That's something you feel from the day you find out you're Māori. You know, the day you're born. You feel that's something that we just have, and there's a very fierce pride in it as well. That's like we grow up on stories from our parents and our grandparents and uncles and that, just about great warriors and this and that, and man, like as a young Māori boy, that's all you strive to be. I grew up here in Australia. I've lived here most of my life, but that connection has never faded. Never faded. It's that's just something that is completely in us. From day one. And how has it affected myself as a fighter? I couldn't tell you, because this is how I've always been. I've always thought this way. Hearing others speak of me that way was cool. Like that story with Connor, when Connor announced me like that, I didn't hear any of it when I was walking up to the stage. Because I was like, shit, I'm on the world stage, there's cameras on me, and there was wires everywhere for the cameras and the lights. I was solely focused on not tripping and thinking about what I'm going to say when I get up there. So I didn't actually hear him until I got back to my hotel room and watched it back. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was so cool, like putting it on show for the world. Like everyone loves a haka.
Yes.
And it's sort of like the formidable opponent, fierce warrior, and he played into that, and it set the scene really well. I think introduced you to the world in such a cool fashion. No,
it was brilliant. Yeah, to look back at. To be honest, bro, like it made me a bit teary, bro. To be honest, because like from my childhood, you're so proud to be Māori, and especially growing up in Australia. I love Australia. I really do, man. I love living here. This is home for me as well. But a lot of other Māori would tell me that I was fake, or I was plastic, or I'm not this, or I'm not that, or I'm not authentic, or I'm not really this or that, because I lived in Australia. So, you know, it used to make me like try and prove myself more. And a lot of people think that that's why I got my mataora. But it's not. Like I from the age that I could remember, like the youngest age I could remember was like 8 years old, just being like, I'm going to get a Māori face tattoo when I'm older. This is when it wasn't a big thing, you know what I mean? Like tattoos in general in the early 90s, you know, weren't massive. But I'm like, I'm going to get my face tattooed when I'm older. I even remember posting one of these first ever posts I put on Facebook. It was like in like 2006 or something, 2008. And I posted up a a photo of another dude with a full face, and I'm like, I'm going to do this one day. It's like this is years ago. But yeah, it's just something that you always used to. I always used to feel like I had to fight for, just to prove that I was Māori. I know that Kai Kara France has spoken a lot about it too. Being a fair-skinned Māori boy growing up was a battle. You did always have to feel like you had to try and prove that you were Māori, and sometimes the Māori would say that you weren't Māori enough for us or this and that. Yeah. So to be announced to the world as a Māori warrior was really cool. Really cool. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, we had a guest on a couple months ago, and the thing I noticed when we started putting up clips of him, he was Maori, was there is obviously like this fierce passion, which is probably why people are so passionate about saying you're not real, you're not this. Yeah. But it has this flip side of this community I just don't see anywhere else. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And people that didn't know him from a bar of soap were commenting all sorts of
100%.
stuff. And they're supporting him. He was doing awesome shit, walking for men's mental health.
Yeah.
But just this absolute support through that bond of culture.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. And that support now that you're talking about, that's far greater than this other side now.
Yeah.
For sure. Far, far greater.
It's such a human, a human instinct though to focus on that negative, even if there's so much going
100%.
positive.
I mean, like if you go to a restaurant and you have a good meal, you're not going to write a review on Google and say, hey, that was a really good meal. You're more likely to go, that was shit. That was a shit meal. It is, yeah, as you said, a very human thing to do.
Which is, it's a shit human thing to do.
It is, yeah, 100%.
Because we as people need to start focusing on the good things and actually celebrating the good stuff about 100%. Something. But
yeah,
I would say it goes back to that primal chat we're built to look out for the negative
threats.
So it's in our DNA.
100%. Yeah.
Add social media in the mix, it gets a bit messy. But
oh yeah, 100%. And yeah, social media is a different beast. And honestly, man, I feel like I love boxing. You know, I'm a second generation boxer. This has been most of my life. I think from the age of about 5 or 6, you know, we'd been a boxing family. And but this social media era has led to the death of it, to the death of boxing. You know, when we were growing up, you'd have to wait till the specials came out on a Thursday night, and you'd ride your bike down to Blockbuster or Video Easy or whatever it was. You'd rent out your favorite movie, you'd have to watch it, you'd binge watch it for the next day or two, and then you'd have to take it back. Kids don't have to do that anymore. They get it then and there on their phones straight away, you know, and so you don't have to. They're not as patient.
There's no delayed gratification.
Yeah, that's it, 100%. So that's why these 1 minute scraps do so well, because it's there. That dopamine hit that they're looking for is just there straight away. That's why Power Slap does so well. That's why this Run It Straight does so well, or that Run It competition, because you don't have to wait for the thing that you're looking for. And boxing isn't adapting to that. It's not. MMA isn't really adapting to that. UFC is not adapting to that. You look at things like bare knuckle, BKFC, there is blood straight away. So there's no gloves. And that's what people are like, oh, wow, there it is. Like there's the violence. There's the thing that we're looking for. These 1 minute scraps. These things all have a point of difference, and it's offering what the new audience wants. The new audience wants everything now.
This TikTok brain's fucked everyone.
Yeah.
No one's got that just ability to be able to go, okay, I'm just going to wait. They want action.
Yeah, they want it now.
So we see that in the podcast world. Like we get 1,000 times more views on the shorts.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Like it's so much harder to get them across for the main version.
Yes.
Which is where the slap comps or something like that, it's almost like it's the sport, the event, it's all generated to make that 15-second clip.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
And it garners attention like that.
I'm saying, like, even like you look at NASCAR or any sort of car racing, the views that they get on the actual race itself is dwarfed by the views they get on the crash. That's just what people want to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, boxing isn't adapting to that, and that's why I feel like boxing is dying now.
Do you have any ideas on ways it could go to sort of navigate that?
Shorter times.
Shorter times.
Yeah, you got three 12-minute rounds. You know, the audience that want to watch that are the OGs, the ones that understand and love the art of it. But if you want massive viewership, like, you know, what these, like, I mean, Dan Hooker and the Doctor, they did those 1-minute scraps. Their first one got like 50 million views.
Yeah.
You know, 50 million fucking views, man.
Well, even just taking it back to like the boxing side of it, the fights that everyone loves to watch are the heavyweights. Because they know that it's not going to go all the rounds.
Yeah, that's it.
Like someone's going to get slept.
Highly likely that it's
And it's exciting because like those boys don't have the cardio to go the whole. Well, they do have the cardio.
They do, yeah. Top end do, yeah.
But
sure.
they want to finish it sooner, so they're going for it, and everyone loves watching that. They're like,
I think that's why the BKFC goes really well, and I think that's why sort of David Feldman has done a really good job to it at noticing that market. And then creating something that offers that to everyone across the board, not just the heavyweights. Because, I mean, you look at the chicks, the females, like Rowdy Beck and that, they're still busting each other up, you know, because it's bare knuckles, bone on bone. So I think he's done really well from a business point to go, okay, well, yeah, look, this is what everyone wants. They just want to see the blood and this and that. And we can get lightweights, you know, putting in the same sort of damage that these heavyweights are, you know, so.
And he's been doing that a lot longer than most people would think, right? Because it just hit the mainstream in the last couple of years.
Yes, yeah. But so BKFC's, I think, in its 6th year now.
But even then, bare knuckles been around for.
Oh, so BKB, the original, 100% centuries.
Yeah,
you know, centuries. That was the original thing, you know. Bare knuckle boxing was the original thing. That's why I was so. I'm big on history, man. I love history.
That's the one thing I loved about seeing, like the Hood Contender.
Yeah,
had the hay bales in the circle.
Yeah,
it's that little bit of homage to the old school gypsy days. I was like, I love that. That's cool.
And so that's why I love that my first bare knuckle fight was back in the UK, because that's really where it started, man. In the UK, the bare knuckle boxing, where it first became a big thing. It was in the UK. That's why I loved going back there and be like, yeah, you know, I'm here doing it where they first started doing it, you know, as a proper sport. Yeah, it was cool. And then, man, there's the same reason why I like fighting in Italy. So this is where gladiators first, you know, this is where like fighting first became a spectatorship. You know what I mean? bit different, you know, being that it was slaves fighting to the death sort of thing. So.
Against lions.
Someone's going to be the lion. Yeah, it's, you know, while we're on the bare knuckle, because there was a lot of hype behind it coming to Australia.
Yes,
and obviously,
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And obviously there was like a couple of issues and whatnot. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Is bare knuckle coming back to Australia?
Yeah.
It will.
It'll be, because the heavyweight champion of the world is going to be from here, so it has to.
Connor said it.
Yeah, 100%, bro. No, it will be here, 100%. It's just going to be a process. I think, you know, I'm pretty sure most places denied the UFC first as well. You know, so I think once we do get a foot in the door, I think it'll sort of all open up. I was at the BKFC event that I was on was the best event I've ever been on by far. Like, it's hands down, it's not even close. What they'd done for the fighters, what they provided for the fighters. Man, at that event, they brought an X-ray machine So if you had any breaks, we x-rayed it then and there, straight after your fight. You don't get to go out and see your family straight away. You come backstage, we x-ray your hands, we x-ray your head, we give you MRIs, this and that. They did it all there. If you had any breaks, they would set your hand and cast it then and there. Like, and that's huge. Like to care for your fighters like that is phenomenal. They brought in some of the best surgeons from Italy to stitch up any facial lacerations that you had, man. It was phenomenal. So like to ban a sport that put that much care in, man, they had tests for like CTE and stuff like that afterwards, just to make sure that they didn't think anything was wrong with your eyes, with your brain, anything like that. I never had that in boxing, you know what I mean? But you let boxing be here. Only that, Muay Thai is bone on bone. You know, it's elbows and knees. I'd rather be punched in the face than elbowed or kneed in the face.
Depends who's punching me.
Well,
I'll take a punch from Maddie. I'm not taking a punch from Jackie.
But, like an elbow or a knee to the face is going to do a bit more. I feel like it's going to do more damage than a hand is.
Well, I think it's just the perception of violence of the sport is where the problem is. Because like you said before, like I used to race national level downhill mountain bikes.
Yep.
And in the space of 3 months at a few races, I saw 4 compound breaks.
Yep.
Bones coming out the
compound.
leg.
Yeah.
People get hurt doing all sorts of shit.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know if it's about the injuries. And I think if they're doing all the due diligence of looking after the fighters and there's enough want from the people, which there is,
yes,
it's a matter of time.
Yes, yeah, 100%. It is. I'm running out of time though.
That's all right.
So I want it now. You know what I mean? Like I want them to bring it here now. You know?
Gold Coast 2026.
Yeah, maybe sooner.
2025 then.
Yeah, maybe.
Fuck
sooner.
it, let's get it done. All right.
Yeah, no. 100%.
Regardless, I'm going to be there.
Yeah, no, man, it's what we're working on. I think it makes sense to have the first Australian event either in the Gold Coast or Brisbane because both myself and Rowdy Beck are here.
It makes total sense.
We're the only people from Australia that are signed to the BKFC, so it makes sense. And just quietly, like Queensland's like the wild, wild west of combat sports, man. They let anything go here, so I'm pretty sure we could get it sanctioned with a click of a finger here. So we should do it.
Done.
We should do it.
Here's open. Before we round this one out, is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Get out there. Anything fun you got upcoming?
Oh man, I haven't got it upcoming, but there's a new fight scene happening here in Australia. And Australia's going to be the birthplace of it. And I think it's going to do really well, especially because they haven't let bare knuckle in yet. It's called IBC, International Brawling Championship. And it's pretty much, I personally see it as a bridging thing for bare knuckle to get here. So it's going to be boxing, but with MMA gloves, so the 4-ounce gloves. So I'm really excited about that prospect. And, they've put, from what I've seen, they've put together a really, really good show. So I'm excited for that. And that's next month. So next month that comes out. And I love the prospect of it because it's no longer just, boxing, Muay Thai, MMA in Australia. We now have a hybrid sport. And I feel like that fits the category of bare knuckle a bit better as well. So really, and that got sanctioned. So I'm really excited for that to sort of happen. Just to see what the future holds thereafter.
Oh, that's exciting.
It'd be a really cool event. Pretty sure it's at like the Outback Spectacular.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's where they're holding the fights. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It would be very cool.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, we'll have to jump on and suss that out.
Yeah, because it looks good.
Just down the road.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you if they don't already know where you're at?
Anywhere. No. Whenever you want it. No. Do you want to make like social media?
Yeah, your socials.
Just Haze the Huntsman.
Just links are in the bio, Rob. You know this.
Done. All right.
Links in the bio.
Go on.
Hey, you got to let him shout it out.
Yeah, Haze the Huntsman.
No. Well, we will. I think we're pretty much on time now, so
Yeah, cool.
we will say thank you so much for coming on.
No,
I'm excited
thank
to
you very
see-
much for having me.
Excited to see everything that you've got coming up, and
Yeah, thank you guys.
I
Appreciate
think it's going to be massive.
And and then we'll do it again in a couple of months when I have a
World
few more.
Championship as well. Come back when you're world champ.
Yes, yep, I will definitely.
No more hanging up on Connor.
I think it was just a voice message, to be honest. It was one of those little voice notes.
Easy peasy. Round us out, Rob.
As always, be better. Thanks for tuning in. If you got anything out of this, be sure to show some love on whatever it is that you're listening on and follow us across all our socials.
If you want to know more, head to betterblokeproject.org, where you can learn about the programs we deliver, find out about upcoming events, and donate to the cause of building better blokes.